protecting Main Street from Wall Street. It's time for Money Unleashed with Eric Johnson and Kyle Allyn.
You have to have a plan where you know if the market's going to go up, what happens next. And you also have to have a plan where if it doesn't go the way you think, you know what you're going to do.
It's time to put you back in control of your money.
I'm not trying to predict the weather, which is kind of what we're talking about, right? It's predicting the stock market. I'm trying to build a better boat.
This is Money Unleashed with Eric Johnson and Kyle Allyn.
Welcome to the Money Unleashed podcast. I'm Eric Johnson, joined as always by Kyle Allyn. We are the vice presidents of Hoffman Financial Group. We bring you new episodes every Monday and Friday, so be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And catch us on Money Unleashed every Saturday on 95.5 WSB from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Now, Kyle, I now want to talk about confidence in retirement. Are you confident in retirement? I find that most people coming in, whether they've got lots or little money, they don't know what's going to be here for them. They don't know what it's going to look like for them in retirement. They don't understand what type of income they can create for themselves. And we've got some interesting numbers on this. Why don't we talk about what you found for retirement confidence?
Yeah, so this was a study done by New York Life. Only 19% of those that were polled indicated they even have a retirement strategy. This was New York Life's 2025 Outlook Wealth Watch. They revealed that 64% of adults remain confident in their ability to meet their financial goals. This was matching in the end of 2023. Adults who work with a financial professional are more likely to feel confident in their ability to reach their goals. 84% who do have an advisor versus 58% who do not work with an advisor. So when we're talking to people about how they feel, we see that there's a large portion that are hopeful, a large portion that are stressed, and a large portion that are even farther, they're anxious.
Well, that's no place to be involving your money. I would probably argue that the people who have an advisor are probably the ones that are hopeful.
That's what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
So the other thing we've also talked about on the show before is this period before you retire is really stressful. So we always call it the retirement red zone. If you take yourself back to last fall, your favorite team's playing football. They march all the way down the field. They've got a good offensive line like Mr. Eric was when he played for the Naval Academy. They've got a great quarterback. They've got a great running back. They've got a great receiver. They're pushing down the field. They're going. And then all of a sudden what happens? They get a little stuck. They're sitting there in the retirement red zone and fear creeps in, nervousness creeps in, and you think, am I the team that I thought I am? Am I the team that marched the field? Will I be able to score? And then the most amazing thing happens. You get into the end zone, you score that touchdown, and you go, of course I'm who I thought I was.
That's right.
But that last moment, that last little position creates so much anxiety, so much stress. And so a lot of the people that are being polled, I bet if they went back and looked at their ages, they would see that a lot of the ones that were stressed or anxious are in that last period before retirement.
And here's the thing, like if we're relating it to football, which I'm happy to do and I love to do, it's about calling
Saw me brag on you there for a second, didn't I?
I know I'm blushing right now. People on radio can't see that, but it's about calling the proper plays. And you don't want to be on the goal line throwing, a deep post when you only have 10 yards to work with. You probably want to be, going up the middle or trying to fake the defense out and, maybe running to the outside or maybe running a little hitch, something like that. Back to my old football days, I was an offensive lineman. I ran into those. I just blocked for people.
So you're basically saying you got to have the right strategy for that moment, right?
Yeah, 100%. And here's the thing. The closer you get to the goal line, theoretically, you don't have to go as far to get into the end zone, right? And it's the same concept for your retirement. A lot of times I have people coming in here with, $1, $2, $3, sometimes $5 to $10 million. Those people don't really need to hit the ball or, maybe call the big play as much as they need to because of the amount of money they have accumulated. Yes, it always makes you feel more confident when you have a plan put together. And we talk about planning all the time, and we refer to it as the 5 Ps, right? Which is proper planning prevents poor performance. Good job. It's almost like you copied me on that one. I like it. But yeah, it's critical, right? Like making sure that you have a plan that understands that if the market goes up, we're going to do this. If the market goes down, we've got this in our back pocket. If we've got income created for ourselves, then we know that we can walk away from work and there's no income gap as far as when we retire and when we put a plan together. And obviously, the earlier you get in to create one of these plans, the better off you're going to be mentally to finish up the last couple of years of your job and B, understand that you've got the game won and you do have a proper retirement plan put into place. I can tell you this, when we have the opportunity to sit down with somebody, give them a clear vision of what's actually in their portfolio and tweak it and fix it up to create a proper plan, they feel a heck of a lot better about the last couple of years of working because they know that their plan is put into place and it's ready for them. Guys, you don't want to be stressed out about your money. You don't want to be anxious about your money. That's not a good plan. right? Typically, if you're stressed and you're feeling anxious, you might be making knee-jerk decisions, if you will, with your money, which could drastically hurt your successful retirement, or you could get lucky and you really create for your retirement. You want a solid plan that you can walk down the line and understand what you're going to do in every certain situation. It's alarming to me personally to hear the people who do not have a plan or have sat down with an investment advisor. You need this type of guidance in retirement because there's a ton of different ways that you can mess up, tax-wise or distribution-wise in retirement. So getting all this stuff straightened out before you retire, in my opinion, is critical.
Yeah, and not all advisors are the same. Like I make the joke sometimes when I'm doing my public speaking that we all look the same. We got the little parted haircut and we're wearing a suit and we're wearing a tie. We all kind of look like the same person. But not all advisors are the same. There's something called a fiduciary. On the other side, there's something called being suitable. So one of the things that you've really got to figure out is, okay, who is the financial professional that I'm working with? We see from the numbers that those who have a financial professional are feeling more confident, but there are different types of professionals. There are those that are selling products. There are those that are giving advice. There are those that work at banks. There are those that work in insurance companies, and there are those that work at mutual fund companies. So one of the things that we're proud of here at the Hoffman Financial Group is we're able to cover all of those. If you're looking for insurance products, we can help you with that. If you're looking for banking products, we can help you with that. If you're looking for equities and custom designs, we can help you with that. If you'd like to look at mutual funds or ETFs, we can help you with that. So one of the things that I'm most proud of that we do with our advisors, they have open architecture. They really can go anywhere. So when you're sitting down with somebody and they're pitching one single thing, they're selling you a product, I think you can feel that energy. They're moving fast. They're trying to close you as quick as possible. On the flip side, I think part of the reason people start to calm down and feel better is they're finding a fiduciary who can understand things like sequence of return, the way you talked about taking distributions. They can understand allocation. Should I have 60% in stocks or 40% in stocks? And they can help guide that client into a place of clarity and logic that fights back against the emotion, because that's what it is. It's just emotion. We've all been there. There are times in life that are just scary, and it's just the way it is. No matter how many times I say it, it's going to feel that way. I had a client call me the other day, and he said, Kyle, one of the things I want to commend you on is you guys have been doing these monthly Zoom calls. So one of the things I've been doing is since the market has turned down, every 30 days I'm jumping on and we're doing a little Zoom call. And we take about 45 minutes. The clients get to send in some questions, and the other advisor on my team, Miles, will ask me those questions. And we just walk through it. And so we're holding the hands of the clients. We're giving them reassurance. We talked about last week putting the earmuffs on, and then that's giving them the confidence. So it's not just the right investments, it's also the right strategy, and it's also the right energy. So if you're working with an advisor and they've abandoned you, if you're working with an advisor and you have not heard of them, right? They're marching through a period of the market turning down 20%, 15%, or heaven forbid more. Well, where did they go? Part of the reason that clients are saying that they're stressed and they're anxious is they're not getting the connection they're looking for. So if you'd like a fiduciary that meets with you on a quarterly basis and connects and works and helps, that is what the Hoffman Financial Group is offering.
404-640-5511. That's 404-640-5511, or you can find us online at unleashyourmoney.com.
Eric Johnson and Kyle Allyn are investment advisor representatives of Brookstone Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor and affiliate of Brookstone Capital Management, LLC. BWA and Hoffman Financial Group are affiliated under common ownership. Registered investment advisors and investment advisor representatives act as fiduciaries for all of our investment management clients. We have an obligation to act in the best interest of our clients and to make full disclosures of any conflicts of interest. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV2A, page 4, for additional information. The Hoffman Financial Group and WSB are not affiliated. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. This information should not be considered tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a professional specializing in the field of tax, legal, accounting, or investments regarding the applicability of this information for their situation. Any client experiences discussed during the show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments will fluctuate, and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Any comments regarding safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Fixed insurance and annuity product guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company and are not offered by Brookstone. Index or fixed annuities are not designed for short-term investments and may be subject to caps, restrictions, fees, and surrender charges as described in the annuity contract. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV2A Item 4, for additional information. Hoffman Financial Group is not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Insurance licensed in Georgia, number 163546.